Russia didn't just abandon Iran, like it may have needed Iran to collapse. When the moment finally came, at the moment Iran expected backup, protection, loyalty, Moscow didn't hesitate. It didn't delay. It didn't even pretend. It stayed silent. No air defense systems, no emergency deployments, no warships moving into position, not even a meaningful diplomatic push, just a short statement at the UN and then business as usual. And here's the part that should make you pause. Iran spent years building Russia's strength, billions in weapons, drone tech, manufacturing support. When Russia was cornered, Iran stepped in. But when Iran needed that same support, nothing. Before we go deeper, subscribe. Because what's unfolding here isn't just news, it's a warning. Now ask yourself this: was this betrayal, or was it the plan all along? Because when you zoom out, something far more calculated starts to appear. Russia didn't just walk away. Russia is benefiting from Iran's crisis. Oil markets are shifting. China is adjusting. Western focus is splitting. And suddenly, Iran's collapse isn't a loss for Moscow. It's an opportunity. And if you want breakdowns like this that go beyond headlines, hit subscribe now, because this story gets deeper. To understand this, you have to understand one brutal rule. For the Kremlin, an alliance is not loyalty. It's math. Cold, precise, transactional math. You are valuable until you're not. For years, Iran served three roles for Russia: a strategic counterweight in the Middle East, a supplier of cheap battlefield tech, a back channel for sanctions evasion. But now, Russia has alternatives, stronger ones. It builds its own drones. It trades with bigger economies. It doesn't need Iran the way it used to, and that changes everything. Because once the benefit drops, the alliance ends. Not slowly, not politely, immediately. But here's the part almost nobody is talking about. The United States saw this coming. While the world focused on Iran's crisis, Washington started quietly moving pieces into place. Sanctions tightened, naval pressure increased, Russian oil routes came under scrutiny. At the same time, Iran was being squeezed. Russia was being boxed in, not loudly, not publicly, but effectively. This isn't one conflict, it's three different games happening at once, and most people are only watching one. Inside Iran, something even more dangerous is happening. The collapse isn't just military, it's psychological. For years, Iranian commanders were told a story, that a powerful alliance existed, that Russia and China stood with them, that a new world order was rising. Now they look up and see American missiles. No Russian aircraft, no Chinese fleets, just silence. And when a narrative collapses that suddenly, it doesn't fade, it shatters. There are reports from inside Tehran describing something chilling, not a slow realization, but a sudden moment of clarity. Like discovering the door you trusted was never unlocked, and now it's sealed. Subscribe now, because what comes next could redefine global alliances entirely. This pattern didn't start with Iran. It's happened before. In Syria, Russia quietly reduced its presence when priorities shifted. In Armenia, support was promised, but never fully delivered. The language stayed the same: partnership, brotherhood, shared goals. But when pressure came, the same outcome: silence. Iran is just the biggest version of a pattern that was always there. And now, other countries are watching closely. North Korea, Belarus, Kazakhstan. They're all asking the same question. If Iran, after everything it gave, was abandoned, what happens to us? And the answer is becoming clear. If leaving you creates advantage, you will be left. Now zoom out even further. What the world called an axis was never a true alliance. It was overlap, temporary alignment of interests, and the moment pressure arrived, it broke. Russia adapted. China recalculated. Iran absorbed the damage. Here's the harsh truth. Iran didn't just support Russia, it helped create the version of Russia that could walk away. The drones, the manufacturing, the resilience, all of it made Moscow stronger, and a stronger Moscow has options, including abandoning you. Now here's the most dangerous shift of all. Inside Iran, control is fracturing. Military units are acting independently, orders are unclear, decisions are inconsistent. One unit allows ships through, another opens fire on the same vessels. That's not strategy, that's breakdown. Sources describe the situation like this: whoever takes control first makes the decisions. That's not a chain of command, that's chaos. And chaos with weapons is far more dangerous than organized conflict. Iran still has a significant portion of its missile arsenal, operational launch systems, unused strategic capacity, but now it exists inside a system where no one fully controls it. That's the real risk, not weakness, unpredictability. And then something even more critical happened. Iran opened the strait, markets reacted instantly, then nothing changed. No reward, no shift in pressure. So Iran closed it again and escalated. But in doing that, it revealed something fatal. Its decisions are reactive, inconsistent, unstable, and once that perception spreads, trust disappears. Now every trading partner is asking, can Iran keep its word? And if the answer is no, isolation becomes inevitable. Meanwhile, the military balance is shifting fast. On one side, fragmented command, limited coordination, internal confusion. On the other, structured naval power, air superiority, coordinated pressure. This isn't just imbalance, it's tightening control. And then came the most chilling signal. Critical infrastructure targets were openly mentioned, not military, civilian. That changes the entire nature of conflict, because wars like that don't end with agreements. They end with collapse. At the same time, economic pressure closed in, trade routes narrowing, partners stepping back, costs rising. The system isn't just under attack, it's being surrounded. And here's the final layer most people are missing. Iran is now under pressure from every direction at once, military, economic, political, internal, and when pressure comes from all sides simultaneously, decision-making breaks. Now ask yourself this, if no one inside the system fully controls it, who decides what happens next? Because the next move might not be calculated, it might be accidental, and that's what makes this moment different. Not just dangerous, unpredictable. The world is watching missiles, fleets, and headlines, but the real story is simpler and more dangerous. A system losing control while still holding power. And history shows that's when the biggest mistakes happen. So the real question isn't what Russia did or what Iran will do. The real question is, who is actually in control right now? Because if no one knows that answer, then no one can predict what happens next.